living in a van, there are a few things I use absolutely every single day. And honestly, one thing that I thought was going to be genius, fun, but ended up being an absolute pain, and because of that being almost useless. So right now we're actually parked up at my brother's house in South Brisbane. It's a little bit of a shift from the usual kind of Australian bush free camp backdrop that we usually have, but we've come back for a little bit of a special reason. My brother and his wife are literally 2.5 weeks away from having a baby, and I'm about to become Auntie Ashley. People annoy me a lot more now that I've been away from people for a long time. We're still living in the van underneath like a patio area at my brother's house for like 2 weeks, helping them out getting pre-baby ready. But I thought while we're here, it would be the perfect time to kind of like show you guys the stuff that I use every single day living in a van full time, whether I'm camping, visiting family, like at my dad's a couple of videos before, or just trying to stay clean, comfy, nice in my van. Okay, and the first thing, and I think anyone that lives in a van will 100% agree with this, is wet wipes. Wet wipes I use to do a quick clean of my dishes, my face, hands, table. Honestly, they are essential. We use wet wipes, not disinfectant wipes, because we do have like an environmentally friendly soap that we use. So we don't use a disinfectant wipe. We do like a preliminary wipe with these. These, honestly, are my van essentials. It's the king of the hill in terms of products that I buy. She's just over there, but don't tell Elise. She keeps leaving the lid open and they keep drying up, and then they just become expensive toilet paper.
That's rude.
It's true though. It's very true.
They're just dry wipes.
Dry wipes. Yuck. You mean just normal toilet paper? Anyway, you can also use them for your bum, your underarms, the whole lot. You can have like a little, like an emergency wash with these. These are the #1 most essential thing in my van at any time. If I had only $20 to my name, I wouldn't spend it on petrol. I'd maybe spend it on a steak or a Zinger box from KFC, but I really would spend at least $2.50 on these, because that's how much they are. Wet wipes, underrated until you actually live in a van, and then you will understand how important wet wipes are. And item #2, keeping with the same kind of theme, is nappy bags. Now, nappy bags were not something that I really thought of until I did a 1.5, 2 year stint in childcare. Nappy bags, not just for babies, they actually are my go-to bin bags. And you can get scented, unscented ones. They are very compact. For example, this bag has over 200 nappy bags in them. And once you kind of like live in a van, you begin to realize that space becomes super important. So being able to have a small bin, being able to tie them up, they're usually odor neutralizing, so you can put some smelly things in there. We'll kind of get to that later on, foreboding. And it won't kind of like stink up your van half as much as just like a regular cheap garbage bin would be. That, and I honestly don't have space for a full garbage bin in the van. So we have like a little billy can, it's about that big, and the nappy bags fit perfectly in that. And that's what we do with our rubbish. If you wanted to spend up, you can get biodegradable ones. I don't know if these ones are specifically biodegradable, super environmentally conscious, really focused on reducing your waste. Because they're odor neutralizing, you can put your your poo paper in there, and it won't smell, because honestly, that's what they're designed for. So if you really need to go bush, know that nappy bags have your smell organized. That sounded like an ad, but it's not. They're just that good. Okay, so my item number 3 is actually what I use to sleep in. It's a Mountain Design sleeping bag. This one, not that you can really see it, it is the Mountain Design Travel Light 320, this one here. It is 650 loft. So this is a feather down sleeping bag. And the reason I got it is because down sleeping bags tend to be very, how would you put it? They tend to regulate temperature a lot more than just a blanket. So what I find is that if you were to get a big blanket, they tend to keep you warm, but they also keep making you warm. And I'm a person that runs pretty hot. So I might get to a point in the middle of the night where I, have to kick both legs out, or have to have my torso hanging out and have the blanket just over my legs or whatever. And that's a bit annoying for me because I like the comfort of something being on me. That's where the sleeping bag comes in, is it keeps you warm to an extent, but then it kind of just helps you maintain a certain temperature. I don't know if it's supposed to work like that, but that's how it works for me. I think it's fantastic. And it crumples up to like the smallest little package. Obviously, because I use it every night, I don't compress it. It does come with compression straps. So because we use it every night, I use it every night. I don't compress it all the time. It can, let me kind of, so this is all of it here, right? So it looks a bit big, but let me see if I can just squeeze it down into my fists for you. Let me show you, I'll bring you down here. So if you can kind of see how much it's already coming together, like look at that. And that's without compression strapping, that's without folding it. You know what I mean? Like, look, that's crazy. So the fact that it can get down this small, like lap-sized, 2 palms, 2 hands, whatever you want to say, the fact that it can get down this small is a huge space saver in the van, and something that I would honestly recommend as a blanket. Just make sure you get the down feathered ones and not the synthetic ones, because they don't crumple down as much. That's why you have to get down, because they crumple down a bit better. But 10 out of 10, love my sleeping bag. And my number 4 item is, some of you may have guessed it, some of you may not have. Cans of tuna are, honest to God, a lifesaver in a van. I mean, obviously you have to at least not hate tuna. First of all, you have to not hate it. You know, it might sound boring, but it's cheap, it's protein gold, it doesn't need a fridge. You can chuck it in pasta, you can have curries, you can do rice, wraps. It can go in almost anything. And so we always have at least maybe 2-3 cans of tuna at least in the van, because it's cheap, easy protein, doesn't need a fridge. And as a cool little bonus, you can even get like the little flavored tuna can. So this one's Alaska. So you can add this, if you do have a fridge, you can add this to some cottage cheese and have a really good like little spicy cottage cheese, protein heavy dip for some rice cakes, crackers, whatever you want, on a bit of bread. You could have this just by itself with some plain rice. They just come in so many different flavors, and they're so cheap that, and they're shelf stable. You just don't need a fridge for them. And so because of that, they make the list. And for our item number 5 is actually something maybe a little bit unexpected. This stuff. In past videos, we've called this our fire mayo, because it looks like mayonnaise and it squeezes out of the bottle like mayonnaise. But it's the Samba Squirt and lighter fluid. I use this on pretty much all of my fires, and this has worked the best that I have ever seen. You can usually get those little cubes I found those to be a little bit hit and miss. It's probably me. I'm going to be honest with you. It's probably me, but it can be a bit hit and miss. But this stuff is fantastic. I would highly recommend this. Setting up campfires, cooking on campfires, trying to get your coals hot. This will do it all. I love this. We will always have some of this in the van at all times. Just one though, not three like the tuna cans. This stuff is mostly for the vibes. It gets a campfire going super fast, which is great if you're cooking outside. As the sun goes down, you need to make sure, because you can't cook in the dark, let me tell you that. And you can't tell if chicken's cooked by campfire. So you've got to cook while it's still light, and this stuff works a treat. So if you're just wanting to like warm up, hang by a fire, hanging out, cooking, this stuff is going to get your fire going real good. You know, and a lot of people go for like special kindling wood, or they want to go like natural, like dried leaves and things like that. Totally, more power to you. This is just my I want to start cooking kind of solution. It's my quick fix, I guess I should say. Fantastic, love it. Okay, and now for the one that I kind of regret buying. And it's not that I spent a lot of money on it, it's just that I thought it was going to be good and I thought it was going to kind of like earn its keep in the van, but it's just not. It's a baby saw. It's not very big. That's like sitting on my chest there. So it's about, I think it's 30 centimeters. I bought this small saw. As you can see, I have used it. I haven't looked after it because I hated using it. I thought I'd be like chopping firewood like a rugged legend. It's too small for any kind of real wood chopping. Like the teeth are too small. I should have known, but it's physically too small. The teeth are physically too small to cut properly with any kind of speed. And it's just not what I was after. And so it's it's just turned into this kind of like this dead weight in the van that I have that I regret buying. Regret's a strong word. I'm probably just going to upgrade to something else because my vision is still there. This is just not the vision. This is not what you want to use to chop wood. So this is, and this brand is great. Like it's a great saw, but it's just not, it's not what I wanted, and I was disappointed by it. So this is my regret, a small little wood chopping saw. Just don't do it. Don't do it. So if you're thinking of like getting like a small saw or something, either make sure it has big teeth, get one of the special camping ones, or just, look, grab an axe, grab a small hatchet and just use small branches instead. That's probably funner, to be honest. So there we have it. That is a collection of 5 things that I really like and 1 thing that I hate. But I use them every single day, pretty much. Well, obviously not the tuna. I don't have tuna every day, but it's in the van every day that I use on the road. It is kind of funny that no matter where you are, no matter what kind of shop or town we go to, we're always buying the same 5 things. Obviously, we don't have to buy lighter fluid all the time, but like the wet wipes, the nappy bags, stocking up on tuna cans, things like that. And it's always the small stuff that makes living in a van that much easier and removes some of the complexities away from living in a van, in my opinion. So listen, if you've got a go-to van item, if you live in a van, let me know in the comments, or if there's something that you regret, help me save some money, let me know. We're all here. If you live in a van, I live in a van. So let me know, because I'm so keen on trying out new stuff. All right, well, hopefully I will. Thank you very much for watching this one. I appreciate yous. Don't forget to throw away your childhood toy because there's no space in a van or an RV for it. I will see you in the next one, probably on my Friday, whenever that is in the world for you. And I'll keep you updated on me being an auntie in a couple of weeks. Ooh, thank you very much. Also, the most popular shorts go on this YouTube channel, but make sure that reminder that we always have a TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, blah, 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 blah. Links are all in the description. Have a good time. I can see you later. Bye. Nana, Nana, come here. Let's play on the camera. Come here. Come here. Come here. Hey, Nana. Hey, say hi. Say goodbye. Goodbye. Nana needs a haircut so bad. The next time you see her, she's gonna be not fluffy anymore. It's too hot up in Brisbane still. I know it's winter, but it's still too hot. So she's gonna end up getting a haircut. She'll be ugly.